are live now. Um, so to start off, the last two that I had on couldn't make it today. They will be back next week. But one thing that I wanted to go over was the upcoming S21 series. Um, I believe we get the unveiling of it on January 14th. Oh, January 29th is what they say. Oh, no, wait. Let's see here. Confirmed in a phone call. So it's global debut on January 14th. But January 29th is when people will get their hands on the devices. Some people will probably get them sooner. When I pre-ordered my Note 20 Ultra, I want to say it came probably about a week, maybe a little over a week before the actual rollout date of the devices. Um, I'm excited to see it, test it out, and everything. I know they speculated that the S Pen was going to come to the S series. I don't know how true that's going to be. It doesn't look like from the specs or even the designs that they've implemented the S Pen. I personally like the Note series a lot better than the S series, but that's my opinion. I do like the design of this though. The kind of, especially on the purple, the two-tone camera module, although that camera module looks like it does stick out quite a bit. Although maybe less than the Note 20 Ultra, but I guess we'll have to see when they showcase it. I'm hoping that I can do a kind of a live stream watch along of the Galaxy event. Um, God, that sensor looks massive on the Note or on the S21 Ultra render. The cases look nice. I'm actually a huge fan of the um the smart cases. I have one on my Note 20 Ultra right here. Uh, they hold up to a lot. I've dropped my phone so many times and not a single scratch has come up on it. But let's check out what they're saying for the specs. So it looks here that they are talking about the Snapdragon 888 silicone. Um, Apple has done silicone as well, and that has been extremely fast. Uh, Looking at the MacBook, the new MacBook with the M1 chip, the silicone seems to be the future for processors, mobile processors. So I'm excited to see the actual speed of the new Snapdragon 888. And let's see here. So it's got your um, standard internal memory. 16 gigs of RAM. That is quite powerful. Not a lot of I mean, I've seen most computers, standard computers out of the box, at Best Buy and other places don't even come with 16 gigs of RAM. So it's amazing to see how far along phones have come along. One thing I do miss, um, because I had the Note 10 Plus and it supported the 65-watt charging, and they got rid of it on the Note 20 Ultra line. And I was very, very disappointed in that because I have my 65-watt charger and it doesn't even, like, it charges the same as the other one, as the, I believe it was the 25 or 45 watt that came straight out of the box. But I'm hoping they don't. I know the rumor says that they were going to give up the the Note series, and I'm kind of hoping they don't. I really enjoy the Note series, or they were going to kind of mesh it with the Fold and introduce the S Pen into that. And I'd be totally fine with that, having a foldable. I think the foldables are a little too expensive right now, but we'll see what this year brings for them. Let's look at the cameras. 64 megapixel sensor for the telephoto. I tried that 8K at 30 frames per second when I went to the mountains. It's a little interesting. I'm gonna do a video review on it a little later and get that uploaded on YouTube. Uh, it was clear, super clear when you got up close to things, but just moving the camera around and very steadily, because I had it on a selfie stick, it was still very jumpy. The picture was not the best. But I do like the 1080p at 240 frames per second. That's going to look super smooth, assuming you have the display for it. So it looks like they're keeping the 108 megapixel camera on the Ultra. 10 times optical. I think 10 times optical is just fine. I think anything beyond 10 times, you get a little too much grain, too much noise in the photo and the video. Let's see. 12 megapixel wide angle snapper on the Ultra model, and the return of the 40 megapixel selfie camera. I never actually got to try that because I didn't. So I went from the S10 Plus to the Note 10 Plus, and then I fell in love with the Note line and I jumped immediately to the Note 20 Ultra. So I never actually got to try the 40 megapixel selfie camera, but I do look forward to testing it out this time around. Come here. Recording video from both the front and the back, I'm wondering if that will give us a 360 video now instead of, because I remember Samsung used to have that 360 camera attachment, or separate unit, sorry. And I'm wondering if we're going to be able to do this. If they don't allow us to do this, then I think it's a waste of being able to record simultaneously. Personally, I think it'd be so cool to record 360. But we won't know everything. These are all speculations. Here we go. S Pen report. Support. So, are we. So, are we getting an S Pen? Okay, so it is saying that based on One UI 3.1, uh, that stylus support is confirmed. See, now that makes me want to get it because I use the S Pen so much. But I really love the note line. That's really pricey for the Ultra. They've got to have something going on for that kind of price, aside from the Snapdragon 888. There's got to be way more than that. I'd like to see another Star Wars variant for the phone. I think the Kylo Ren one looked phenomenal, as much of a whiny crybaby as Kylo Ren can be. I think that phone was incredible. I think the red S Pen to represent the saber and every sound, the skin you got on it, I think was just incredible, and I'd love to see another collaboration with the two. So speaking of Star Wars, if you haven't watched The Mandalorian, I think you should definitely turn this off and turn away. Um, Today's show is gonna be really really short. After this, I'll probably jump onto a game and start streaming that. So we'll cut this off and jump into some video games. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna play yet, but it'll be very soon after ending this. Um, so I'm excited for season 3 of The Mandalorian. The ending to me was just as an exciting of an ending as Avengers Endgame was. I think that was phenomenal. I think there was so much emotion to finally see the Luke Skywalker that we all deserved, wanted, and have been expecting. It's just too bad we didn't get that Luke Skywalker to train the god awful Rey, and maybe her fighting wouldn't have been uh, so horrendous to watch. Um, Immediately when I saw him in the hallway, I thought of Rogue One and Darth Vader, and then I also thought of Darth Maul in the end of Clone Wars when he went through the hallway but didn't have a lightsaber and just annihilated all the clones. Um, I'm a little upset that we won't get The Mandalorian until 2022, but the Book of Boba Fett's going to be amazing. That's for sure. let's see here. Um, the fact that Hayden Christensen is returning as Darth Vader, that's going to get really interesting, especially when everyone is so up in arms about the line from A New Hope where he told Obi-Wan that last time they met he was the student and now he's the master. I think that can be twisted around to, well, not really twisted. It's kind of a broad statement. It's, if you want to see it that way. Um I figured because technically he never was made a Jedi Master, he still, and he's still learning. Even from the Emperor, he still could technically be a student. But I can see why people are a little upset about that. So we'll just have to see. Dave Filoni's very, well, he's a genius when it comes to Star Wars. Let's just, call it what it is. But the Kenobi show hopefully has the same kind of emotion and flair as The Mandalorian does. As far as the future of Grogu, a lot of people are speculating that, maybe Kylo Ren was one of the people that, or was the person that killed him. But I'm hoping that we can just kind of put the sequel trilogy in the world between worlds and maybe look at it as a timeline that we really don't want to follow. Initially, I liked the sequel series, and then I rewatched it again, and not really. There's a lot of missed shots there. A lot of missed shots. See, I don't see how Grogu can come back unless they do kind of a time jump. But even then, he's 50, but he acts like he's like 1 or 2 years old. Which, given that math, by the time he's old enough to really be talking and do anything, I feel like everyone else in the cast would have to be extremely old. So I don't think they can do too much of a time jump. And if they did do a time jump, it couldn't be that big of one. So therefore, people are going to question why Grogu is walking, talking, and spitting out wise cracks at everyone. The Ahsoka series is, that one's by far the one I'm most excited for. Um, I think she's been one of the best Star Wars characters ever created. And speaking on Jedi, or kind of Jedi, I actually like the idea of Sebastian Stan playing Luke Skywalker. I think they have a very, very similar look, and I think you could get away with it really well. Um, but we'll see what Disney does. Dave Filoni, he tends to do what's best for Star Wars, but he tries to show the fans that he's listening as well. So maybe, just maybe, we'll get Sebastian Stan. I think it would be a missed opportunity now that Boba Fett's back. I think it would be a missed opportunity if we didn't have at least Captain Rex appear in the Ahsoka series. And I think it would be really fun to have Boba Fett run into Captain Rex, because I believe at this point he's still alive. But it would be really fun to have them run into each other, considering I don't think Boba Fett has seen a clone since the Empire took over and replaced them all with stormtroopers. So it would be interesting for him to see basically more of him, and I guess technically his father, see that they're still alive. I don't know. That's my thought process. I think it's I think if they didn't, that's another missed opportunity as well. But we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Hopefully 2021 is a much better year. It's not starting off that way, but hopefully it gets to be much, much better. With everything coming out, and hopefully we get some Marvel releases since it's been a while. I think the Star Wars world is out to save us from being locked up and cooped up. I know The Mandalorian, a lot of people look forward to it. Especially having been home, not working or anything like that. But I don't know. We'll see what Dave Filoni has in store for us. And hopefully the Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian Season 3 are just kind of like back to back, so we don't get Book of Boba Fett and then have to wait a while and then get Mandalorian Season 3. I think we just need like a solid 52 weeks of Star Wars. At least one episode a week. Just give us a whole year of Star Wars. So, but that's it. I'll be back on in just a bit to throw on a game and just relax and chill out on a nice Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I already phone checked him before.
Is it called Super
Okay.
or Super Wars 1 or something?
Brother?
Oh my god.
Brother,
What's the plan at this time?
So, where the fuck is my sister?
where's your sister?
Did Hunter Biden send you here too?
In